Hi everybody. Thank you very much for taking a look at my posting regarding the controversy surrounding Senate Bill 1 here in Texas. Number one, if you're pro-life or you're pro-choice, I do respect you because this is America. We have the right to protest what we believe in and what we think is not right. So with that being said, if you're pro-life, this posting is mostly for you because there's something that I want you to see that I don't think you're realizing right now. If you shut down these Planned Parenthood clinics, and that's a big if, you're going to be murdering women. Your definition is murder, right? So you will, in essence, be what you hate, which is a murderer. You will be murdering me. You will be murdering hundreds of thousands of Texas women. Here's why. 16% of Planned Parenthood services is cancer screening, preventative treatment, and actual treatment. 2% is abortion. 2%. 16% for cancer. I'm one of those 16%. When I was 21, I had cervical cancer. And because of some weird slip of paperwork or pre-existing conditions, I couldn't get cancer treatment. I couldn't get an oncologist because I was considered by my insurance company to have a pre-existing condition. So my doctor sent me to Planned Parenthood. I had $20 in my pocket. $20. They gave me corposcopies, biopsies, test study medications. They gave me exams, follow-up treatments, and even one time when I could not physically make it to the Planned Parenthood office to get my treatment, one of the coworkers came and picked me up from there and brought me to the clinic and took me home afterwards. Planned Parenthood did that for me. I was in Florida, away from my family. I don't even think they knew I had cancer. But Planned Parenthood saved me. My goal in my life, obviously, was to graduate college and be successful. But my big wish was to be a wife and a mother. I wanted to be the best woman, just like my mother was, and my grandmothers. But then when I found out I had cancer, cervical cancer, I think I was deemed to have less than 30% of a chance to actually have a baby. It took 5 years and a lot of patience and a lot of hard work, but I finally got cured. And all I did in paying in that whole 5 years to Planned Parenthood was less than $300 because that's all I could afford within those 5 years. I couldn't physically work. It was the hardest 5 years in my life, but Planned Parenthood saved me. They made it to where I have 4 beautiful, healthy children. I am healthy, and I have been healthy for the past 8 years, thanks to Planned Parenthood. So when you think you're going to shut down these clinics and save a couple of fetuses, you're not. You're going to be murdering the women and the women who are going to be carrying those babies later who actually want them. People, less than 2% of the services of Planned Parenthood is abortion. You can't justify closing down these clinics and thinking that you're going to save a baby. You're going to be murdering Texas women. Murdering us. What are we supposed to do, people? We can't go to another doctor because thanks to people hating Obamacare and especially repealing it here in the state of Texas, pre-existing conditions is still still not covered on your insurance claims. So women, if you are a patient of Planned Parenthood, especially for cancer, if they close the doors, you can't go to another doctor because you'd have to pay full price because you went to another doctor. It's considered a pre-existing condition. You can't get treatment from another doctor unless you pay for it. And women who go to Planned Parenthood are single or poor. And at that time, yeah, I was poor. It was hard paying for college and working 3 jobs. And then all of a sudden cancer springs up with no health insurance. You are murdering people out there. And from what you say, murder is murder. You are no better than what you think you're fighting against. And number one, guys, I don't see any pro-lifers out there with the parents who are looking for their missing or exploited children. I don't see you pro-lifers out there looking for the 200,000 children that have been sold into sex slavery. And 200,000 is only the amount that's been documented. There are so many more that have not been documented. It's sick. I don't see you people out there forcing new legislation for harsher punishments for child molesters or for people who abuse their children. I don't see you out there fighting for the children who are already alive. I see you only fighting for the child that is none of your fucking business. Because let me tell you something, people. What goes on in somebody else's house is their business. It is their choice. You can't come in and say that you know what's best for another person because you don't. And until you've actually walked in their shoes, you shouldn't judge them. Just like I'm not going to judge you for being pro-life. Though I think it's very funny that most people who are pro-life believe in the death penalty. They believe that they should carry their guns and shoot anybody that actually steps on their property, like George Zimmerman thinks that he did a good job. He's probably pro-life too. Guys, I think we just need to agree that it's no longer about abortion anymore, and if it's right or wrong. Abortion now is done by a pill. It's not done by a surgical procedure. So setting the hospitals to a surgical standard isn't going to do anything. Making abortion doctors check in at hospitals isn't going to do anything. You're only going to increase the hatred for the hospitals that have the abortion doctors come in. Don't you see how this Senate bill is actually going to make things so much worse rather than better for Texas women? You will, in essence, be murdering more than you are saving. But then again, the way that you're actually portraying it to people is that unless that person is unborn, you could give a fuck less about it. So please do us a favor and change your perspective. You can totally stand up for the unborn, but don't sacrifice the women who are already alive in order to do that. Please check out the statistic. Check out the site. We can all agree to have our choices, but don't murder Texas women in order to think that you're gaining your goal. This Senate bill is idiocracy, and if you don't see that, then you truly are a murderer. Thank you all for taking a look at the posting. I know I'm going to be getting some backlash on this, but I stand up for Texas women, and I stand up for all people. Thank you all very much.